We are now 5 wide. Presented by Quick Trip's quality gasoline guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
9 to noon, ready to go. And look at this 5 wide formation. I love it. Red Hot is in for Billy. Armin is here. And Tim Allen, I believe, is connected via virtual studio. Good morning, Timmy. How are you?
Yes, sir. Morning.
It's a bullpen game, Zabe. That's what this is.
I mean, it's a Brewers game this year.
It's a bullpen game. That's what this is. Yeah.
Boy, we covered a lot of ground today, Butchie. And you learned some things along the way. I learned some things along the way, but you learned that people are weird on Instagram.
Yeah.
When it comes to following pretty girls.
Yeah, like creepy. Like who puts it? Wow, you're smoking hot. Like
it's your first time you realize this, Butch. That
is. No, Armin, yes.
Are weird on the internet. You haven't learned this
so,
before?
What was her name? Erin what again?
Erin Dolan, who I'm looking at her Instagram feed now. She does the betting segment on Sunday mornings on ESPN.
Right.
In advance of Football Sunday. She is absolutely gorgeous. She has done stuff regarding sports gambling in her young and rising career, but I'm not sure I'd take actual betting advice from her, Tim. I may
you need to do that from
consult.
me. Just look at my record.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, your record.
You should wear the title of Red
What do
Hot,
you mean?
not me.
Yeah, right, Armin.
Okay, Butch, let's get your picks out. Send your picks out every day. You gonna sell your picks?
I
love
might
it.
have to.
Armin,
But
don't
Zabe,
mock
what's
him.
the
His
record?
record's pretty good right now.
Butch is pretty?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna fade. I'm gonna sweat Butch.
Shut your mouth and listen to the record. The record speaks loudest.
Wait a minute, I didn't know about this this record.
That's why I told you to back down.
All right,
Your record on the year is, I think, approaching 60%, picking every game on the air, and you were looking live on Fridays.
And my locks are 7-1. Called 799-1979 for your lock of the day. $29.99. You will get the pick of the day. Not only one, but I'll throw in an extra pick of the day. Lock 7-1 so far on the year.
10-star lock of the year.
Well, not only Zabe is he tossing out locks, but apparently anyone who goes to the Badger basketball game on Friday night against Tennessee, LePay's buying, according to a video I saw this morning.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if LePay knows
Absolutely.
about this, but
Yeah,
but you want to explain yourself?
LePay's buying the first round on Friday night.
Oh,
No.
nice. That's pretty good.
Matt
only
doesn't
thing
know
missing-
about that.
The only thing missing was a three-way with Heller where you would say, hey, we go to red and white after the game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, there's no three-way conversation here, all right?
What? Is that like a
Armin,
parlay?
Can you call up Erin Dolan's Instagram feed, because it's the typical Instagram feed of an attractive young woman it's nonstop photos of her in various outfits and poses, many of them in front of the ESPN sign in the office and or on the set doing her thing.
And good for her, right?
Well, look,
why can't
here's
she
the
do that?
photo
Instead, you got
of
some
all the
creep
Thursday-
here, NY Tink
all the-
81. We're wearing my favorite color and looking absolutely beautiful with those lovely legs. Who in the world puts that there?
I know.
She's just trying to elevate her career. She's trying to show people what she's doing. You got some
But
tool
that's
bag
why
here.
she's doing it.
Oh,
For the attention. I mean, that's okay. All men are pigs, man. Let's face it. It's okay.
I don't want to say
one-
like,
I do agree on that.
oh
Armin.
boy. It's
Armin.
dudes are weird on the internet. I'm trying to.
Weird.
I'm not logging. It's not logging in for some
So-
reason on this computer. Zabe,
That
sorry.
is
So, of
probably
all the-
one of the best drops of all time. Dudes
Dudes
are
are
weird
weird on
on the
and
internet.
they've been like that for a while. Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
So
Very
one
blurry.
that's,
I don't know.
think- I know I can't get it non-blurry.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. No worries. We'll just
But
talk about
of
it.
all the photos of her looking gorgeous, there's one of her eating chicken wings that makes me just absolutely.
I don't know about you, but
melt.
my peenie just went.
I'm like, oh,
See,
what
yours-
a dream girl.
Zabe,
It's
it's
just
pretty
it's
and
creepy
she'll
right
eat
now.
chicken
Stop
wings.
this.
Am I
So,
being creepy right now?
see, it's
Don't you want a pretty girl who isn't afraid to get in there and crunch some wings?
But I'm not going to sit here and say, no, I'm not going to do
Merry
that.
Christmas.
It's very formulaic, right? and it works
Sure.
obviously on you, Zabe, and it's working on dudes on the internet. It's working on you. You're being that guy right now. So
But
it's
isn't
not
that the
hard
end
to-
game? Isn't that the mission statement?
Right. It's formulaic. It's simple. Like, you know what the customer wants, and you're providing it. And
Right.
it's
Kind of
just-
like Josh
you're
taking
being
Council's
used.
jersey out, but never really getting rid of Council's jersey.
can you prove that? I don't know. I didn't know that.
Well, he almost
We-
got 30,000 views. Mission accomplished,
Joe,
right?
that's
More
my
than that,
like,
Tim, I think.
Yeah, but Tim,
So-
he could have had 100.
I know, I heard you.
Burned it.
You're right.
He missed the golden opportunity. That jersey ain't worth squat
Now, yes, you're
He'll
right.
never hang it. He'll never look at it the same way.
Mhm.
It's got no resale value as a memorabilia item in the market. Eventually,
No.
people will still like Craig Counsell, but they're not going to look at him.
Do you think,
like,
Tim?
oh,
You think
yay,
that's?
Craig Counsell.
Do you think as time passes, though? Well, I mean, time heals everything, right, Tim?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll pass.
It will.
This too is going to
It-
pass.
this
I
too
made
shall
a big
pass.
big picture prediction the other day that I not only will the relationship be rekindled here in Wisconsin with Craig Counsell, but I think he will manage this team at the end of his career.
Like do a LeBron thing where he comes
Whoa,
back
whoa,
to
whoa,
Cleveland.
whoa. This is the first that I've heard of.
Whoa,
This is
whoa,
the first time I've heard
whoa.
this, Tim. You got to elaborate here a little bit.
I mean, a lot of years could pass. It could be 8 years, could be 12 years. He might manage 15 more years. Who knows? He'll be 71. It'll be Dusty Baker's age, and he's going to come back for a little bit of a swan song, mend the fence a little bit, and we're all going to just waltz into the sunset.
What happens if he fails in Chicago miserably?
I want him to. Yeah, I
Okay,
definitely.
that's
well,
the dream.
but
That's
but,
the
but
dream.
if he
Then we're not going to
does,
bring him back, though.
yeah, I mean, because then what you're going to say, you're 1-9 in your last playoff games. You went to Chicago and you failed miserably there. We love you, buddy, but we're looking in a different direction.
Well,
right
it
now.
might be a situation where they need an interim. They need, just a stopgap sort of manager. It smells right to me in baseball that, these relationships do tend to fix themselves over the course of years. I mean, who'd have thought? What was it? The picture of Bart Starr at Lambeau, Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, and Brett Favre. Wasn't there that picture that?
Yes.
Back in 2008 and 9, nobody thought that was going to happen.
Seemed
but
impossible.
but
Seemed
Tim,
impossible.
with all
LeBron
due
would return
respect,
to Cleveland.
With all due respect, Tim, that's a photograph at halftime.
It
That's not
is.
him coming back to manage. I have a hard time seeing them ever hiring him again.
Ownership
Because I
may
think the fans-
change.
Yeah. What if there's a new owner
Yeah.
But what would be the point of it, though, is the thing.
to get a good manager?
Hey,
What do you mean?
Happy and fluffy story. And
Well,
Allen
wait a
can say,
minute.
Is
Hey,
he, the
it's-
is he the last good manager out there?
It's
No,
the
I don't know about that.
2038.
There's nobody
championship
else out
season.
there?
No, I don't know. There's
The guy
nobody
who
else
took- the
out
guy-
there, buddy. Me might. What was the point of getting LeBron back? What's the point of Steinbrenner hiring Billy Martin for the fourth time?
How good a manager is Craig Counsell?
That's a great point. And I've
I
felt
mean, if it's
for a
about
while,
winning
Tim,
championships, winning playoff games,
1-9.
Not good.
I
mean-
I felt for a long time that I couldn't go too hard on this because I know he's so beloved, but he feels a bit like a nostalgia act for the market
Yeah,
more than a
I don't know
great
about that.
manager.
listen,
Get
it's,
into
I
that.
know you don't want to believe that.
I
You
don't
don't want to
believe
hear that
Right.
because you're a native and you can't see it. I'm telling
That's
you.
not the only reason,
looking
though.
from 30,000 feet, there is a touch of him being a nostalgia act. Is he really that good?
There's no doubt the
What does
hometown
he-
played into it. No doubt. I'll
What
agree with
does
that.
he do that's great? That's so wow. That's so amazing.
I mean, I can.
He wins
Go ahead.
games with limited resources. He gets as much as he can out of what he has. And I think that, to me, is the mark of a really good manager, is when you can take and get the max output, max production out of what you have. Instead of griping and bitching about what you don't have, how about we get the most out of what we do have? Now, he's done that,
Okay.
but
I'm
then it
listening.
hits a wall.
Give me an example, Tim, of a guy he's shined up and put in a position in the lineup that would otherwise be an unusable piece. And
I
there
mean, a
might be
lot.
some, I don't know.
A lot
I
of
wanna
these
hear the
players
names.
have gone on. Jace Peterson got rich in a 2-year deal leaving here because of a platoon situation that Counsell got on him. Putting those guys in positions to succeed is what
Okay.
he has done. Now, granted, Zabe, does he hit a wall? He does. There's no question about it. He hits a wall. Is he a better regular season manager and utilizing lower resources? Yes. But after that, I think the buck stops in the playoffs.
here's the part that I don't get. everybody is after LaFleur and Goody because we knew what was coming, right, with this season. Maybe not the performance is poor. We had a team downtown that got rid of Bud, who lost his best player second best player 2 years ago. His best player last year lost his brother unexpectedly before the playoff run, had taken a team to the championship, multiple conference finals, and yet that wasn't good enough. And we had a manager in Craig Counsell. Sorry, I'm going to take a beating on the talking text line today for this. But if it's about winning championships, and I know you guys say it all the time, just win and get in. We'll cite the Nationals. We'll cite the Phillies. We'll cite maybe this year's example, the Arizona Diamondbacks. But guys, and Ananasio alluded to it a little bit in his post-Craig press conference. In the last 10 playoff games, they're 1-9.
Yeah, it's get in and go home.
Yeah,
that's been the mantra. Get in, go home. Good night now.
And if
by the way, Jake and Waukesha, how much CBD has Tim been cribbing from Drew and KB with that take of
which
the
Tim?
Brewers may hire him?
Jake, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with that take?
No, you're talking about Tim Allen.
Oh, Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Oh, good.
You guys are going to have to
By the
differentiate all
time
that.
I could be 6 feet under by the time that happens, but I hope you guys remember this, that
won't
stranger
forget.
things have happened.
Yeah.
I promise I won't forget.
How many
By the way,
times did Billy Martin go back to the Yankees?
That's what I just said earlier.
Nobody
4
thought
times.
LeBron would ever go back to Cleveland.
No. Especially then Dan Gilbert went harder than Ignacio did. Remember
Well,
that?
They went hard. Yeah.
Butch, remember that?
Absolutely. I mean, no one thought that would ever happen. And yes, the basketball guy brings back a basketball thing. That's fine. I get
It's
you.
okay. It's all right.
Yeah, but they
that's
were
the
burning
reality
jerseys.
of
They
it,
were
like-
burning jerseys, Abe, after that happened
worse.
in Cleveland.
They
Worse.
were
Worse, yeah.
Josh
That's
should
a
have burned
player,
that jersey. Would have been great. That 30,000 views would have been 130,000 views, and then some. And then he'd be rich.
All right.
And he'd be doing duck lip selfies with Aaron Dolan on Instagram
selfies.
and blowing up and going social. The Brewers organization made counsel with their analytics department, Joe and Oak Creek. Tim Allen, take a swing at that pitch.
All right, I'm gonna say this. Abe.
Whoa. You said Tim Allen.
on.
Take a
Oh, I'm
swing at
sorry.
that
I
pitch.
thought he was.
Listen, Armin.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
here
I
we
thought
go.
he was signing the text. I thought he was signing the
All
text.
Yeah, Timmy, go ahead. Cut it that one.
Council did bridge the gap. He was the manager through the era of the integration of analytics, right? It always existed to a degree. Nobody would really bring it to the forefront. Now everybody's got their own analytical formulations, and there was a Houston Astro behind the scenes guy, one of their algorithm guys on the computer was actually taking it with him to St. Louis. I don't know, it's convoluted, but it's very important. Craig Counsell bridged that gap in between there. I've asked him about analytics versus gut, and you don't play this on a computer, Craig. There's still our guys there. And he said it's a little of both. And I think he bridged that gap of the era where we now accept analytics a little bit, way more than we should, in my opinion.
Way more.
Way more.
Nerds.
And it should be, when someone says, a runner at first with nobody out scores more than bunting him over, and he's standing there at second with one out, he scores more, a better percentage if you don't bunt him over and just play it out. Okay, well, does that take into effect who's up to bat, who's pitching, who's hot at that time? Where is the game? Is it a tie? Again, you can't go all by numbers. Craig does lean toward the numbers, and analytically, that's probably one of the biggest problems I've had with him.
Okay, fair enough. Armin, you were going to say.
You asked for what makes Craig better. I just was going to give you a stat. He's since 2016, the Brewers are 50 games over 500 one-run games. That's not normal variance. You'd admit that, right? I mean, I think we can all agree.
Mm-hmm.
He has an impact.
Two clicks off of central variance.
Okay, so you don't like it. You don't like the facts. That's fine. I mean,
no, I'm just kidding. No, that's
I
fine.
know you are. I know.
No, he's good. He's good at one-run games. And by the way, I ask these questions not in a combative way. I'm trying to understand better for guys who know the team well and cover it all the time.
I know that.
So he's good in one-run games because he makes good substitutions.
The assumption is that he knows how to squeeze the most out of the orange, right? With the moves he makes.
Yes.
Yeah, with the moves he makes. I mean, the Brewers won 92 games with who do they have in the lineup? Blake Perkins, Monasterio. I mean, Monasterio was actually pretty good.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
but the division was bad this past season too.
True.
Yeah, but you still have to
608
win.
says, is it Council's fault they scored 17 runs in 10 playoff games?
Yeah,
Well,
to a
so-
degree.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're going to
Winker.
criticize
Agree it is.
LaFleur,
If we're
you know,
gonna
for the
give him-
lack of point, if you're going to go after LaFleur or Bud or whomever, doesn't it lie at his feet? I mean, he's brought in, he has had multiple hitting coaches the last couple of years. I mean, he had
Derek
two of them
says-
this year.
Derek says you're right, Red Hot. He would be fired if he wasn't from Whitefish Bay.
well,
there
we
is a
need to
bit of
get
a
into
cloak.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Bit
say
of a
I
We should get into that.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
should.
okay. Well, there you go. There's something to
don't
chew
know
on
if
for
that's
your
true.
I mean, fired. I mean,
So that was the whole setup for the show today. Way to be
Always
on that,
is.
Way to be on that call today. Nice job there, buddy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Before we turn it over to you guys, did you have any thoughts on the latest revelation of the Connor Stallion story? I find it utterly fascinating and amazing, and I don't think the wormholes are done yet. This Blake Corum revelation is amazing. The NCAA is like a deer in headlights. The Big Ten is the same. Clock is ticking. Penn State's waiting. What's going to happen in these next 3 days?
Say, remember last year, 2 years ago, when Jimbo Fisher at his press conference went off about Alabama? Said, you know, I
They
got
bought a
stuff.
whole-
I got stuff. Yeah. And now that allegedly Michigan, Ohio State, Rutgers, and Penn State were talking, Butchie, this is
Purdue, right?
Purdue, I'm sorry.
Purdue,
This is quietly going to go away.
Oh,
I
okay.
think you're right.
I
and that's
think
the-
it's quietly
amazing
going
to me.
I think it's going to quietly go away because they're going to go, we helped out a little bit
because
too.
too many actors were involved,
Yep.
and there'd be too
Mhm.
much sweater to unravel if you
Yep.
really keep pulling on this.
I will be shocked if it goes any further.
did you guys see the Michigan's record before and after they hired Connor Stallions? Though,
Yes.
Yeah.
come on. I
we
mean,
talked about this on our show.
Yeah.
Somebody thought it was a
Harbaugh
21
was-
point advantage.
like, it's
Yeah,
a big.
Harbaugh
21
was on-
point.
Harbaugh was on the train to getting fired, to be a great disappointment as he came back to his alma mater.
Here's what's
And
going to
all of a
happen.
sudden,
Well, here's what's going to happen. Okay. You're right, Zabe. So he had to do something. He found a way. They won games. He'll get him into the college football playoffs. Hell, he might win the whole thing. And then he'll just exit stage left.
And then they'll be vacated.
And your next head coach of
the
your
Chicago Bears. Yes.
This
Jim
is
Harbaugh.
the big winners in this are Ohio State and Ohio State fans. This is a dream of any fan base. The dream is that your rival gets caught for malfeasance. The dream of any fan base.
All right, what can we make about Council now that he's a Cub? What can we make up about him? What can we get him on?
I don't know.
He's pretty clean.
Hey,
God,
Did he not pay
He's
for his
pretty clean.
groceries? No, that was Butch.
yeah, he
Zabe-
stole bananas.
Zabe, you asked the question earlier this morning, real early. Do Badger fans care about this? Here's the thought that crossed my mind when you said that. If it was a 21-point advantage, what were we thinking? Why weren't we involved in this?
where's our
Yeah, come
system?
on. Where was
Where's
our
our
system
Connor
here?
Stallions?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Exit question. If you had a girlfriend as hot as Aaron Dolan who loved crushing buffalo wings, but had terrible gas at night, would you
Just
still date her? Exit question. I'd say yes, but I would say, honey, could you please just keep that under the sheets?
Well, you're
Army.
never happy, huh?
No duds.
They
Hot
would
as
never be
Aaron
happy.
Dolan loves wings, but very bad gas.
So
Still in or
so
out?
no one's perfect.
Okay, so you're still in.
Of
Red hot.
course.
In or out?
Absolutely, I'm in.
What kind of question is that?
Tim Allen, in or out?
I'd hate to be a prude, man, but there's lots of women in the world.
Butchie, in or out?
I prefer to look at the inside. She's got
Yeah.
just a good heart.
Good boy, Zay. All right, boy, Butch.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll be dealing with that on your own. Okay. Tag your it. 9 to noon is next. Red Hot Tim Scott in for Billy Schmid. Tim Allen is here as well as Armin Sarian. Tag your it. Butchie, great job. Pipe bomb. You're the man. I love you. And we'll see everyone tomorrow.